Today I'm sharing 20 tips for your first intermittent fast that I wish I knew to help accelerate your results. My name's Autumn. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's in nutrition human performance, and today's video is sponsored by Element. More on them in a bit. Okay, the first is to not start your first intermittent fast on a day that you're tired. When you've gotten bad sleep and when you're feeling tired, this increases your hunger and sugar cravings the very next day, which means it's going to be really difficult to get through that first intermittent fast, or at least more difficult than it needs to be. Okay, the second is to start on a weekday. We tend to be more busy and have more of a schedule during the week than we do on the weekend. And when we're more busy, we have more things to distract us on those initial first day or first few days of intermittent fasting while your body's learning how to burn fat as fuel during the fast. This can just make the fast a lot easier and help to build it into your schedule faster. The third is to drink half the amount of water you need before you break your fast. We lose a lot of water when we're fasting, especially when you first start fasting, and this can cause issues like headaches or muscle aches or low energy. So to avoid that on your first fast, I found it's best to make sure you really front load the water during your fast. I personally like to make sure I get about 30 to 40 ounces of water during my fast. Okay, the fourth is to break your fast between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. if possible. Now I say if possible because of course each person's individual schedule will dictate what their actual break fast time will be. But this earlier form of fasting is called ETRF, or early time restricted feeding, and has been found to have better results than other forms of fasting. I have a full video where I talk about this. I'll have it linked up here if you want to check out those details. Okay, the fifth is to not do heavy exercise during your first fast. Your body is still learning how to burn fat as fuel, and heavier exercise primarily is going to use carbohydrates as fuel. So this might include heavy strength training or high intensity interval training or sprints. So instead of using those exercises during your first fast, it's better to optimize for those that also burn fat as fuel to help your body learn how to burn fat as fuel during the fast. This would be like walking, maybe a light hike or a light swim or cycle. Which, speaking of, the sixth is to walk fasted. So during your first intermittent fast, you can try going on a 20 or 30 or maybe even 60-minute walk depending on your athletic abilities. Okay, the seventh is to have your first meal planned and preferably prepped. In the beginning, you're likely going to be hungry during the fast. This tends to completely change the longer you use intermittent fasting. People tend to not get hungry at all during the fast the longer they use it. But during that first fast, when you're feeling hungry, you're gonna wanna make sure that you have something that's in line with your goals already prepared. Otherwise, it's really easy when you go to break your fast to eat foods that are not going to support your goals. Okay, the eighth is to drink coffee or tea during your fast. Both of these contain caffeine, which is a natural appetite suppressant, which can help during that first fast. Just make sure to drink at least 16 ounces of water before you have caffeine. Okay, the ninth is to use electrolytes. This can be an absolute game changer. I talked about how you lose a lot of water during that first fast, but you also tend to lose a lot of electrolytes as well. And it's usually those loss of electrolytes that causes those issues of muscle aches, headaches, low energy, sometimes even constipation, which is why I personally use today's sponsor, Element. Element was specifically created with intermittent fasting, low carb eating, and athletes in mind. It contains the sodium, the magnesium, and the potassium to help replace those lost electrolytes, all without any sugar, making it a great option for a weight loss and a wellness goal as well. I personally will use one, sometimes two elements per day, depending on how hot it was or if my exercise was more intense. I'll even take it with me when I'm traveling because they're really easy to pack on the go, and it's super easy to get dehydrated when you're in a car or when you're flying. Element comes in a ton of really delicious, amazing flavors. My personal favorite lately has been the orange flavor as well as the raspberry salt, but the grapefruit flavor is probably the all-time favorite. And right now, Element is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single-serve packets free with any Element order. It's a really great way to test out all 8 flavors, so you can get yours at drinkelement.com/autumn. It is only available through my link, so make sure to check out drinklmnt.com/autumn. The link will also be in the description down below. Okay, the 10th tip is to not get fancy yet. There's a lot of cool tools that you can use, like blood glucose monitors or ketone monitors, to help track your progress or tailor your progress. But in the beginning, it's important just to get the fast down and the food first. Okay, the 11th, don't watch food-related videos or look at food-related pictures during your fast. It's crazy how much these pictures and videos can really hijack our brain and make us feel like we're hungry even when we aren't. So just keep the Great British Baking Show to your eating window. Okay, the 12th is to try not to prep food during your fast, and this includes your kids' foods as well, or I guess kids' meals. Again, this could just make you hungry and more likely to eat outside of your window. So if possible, try and prep your food, whether it be for the next day or for your kids' lunches, during your eating window. Okay, the 13th is to stay busy. When you're not busy, it's super easy to eat out of boredom and have it really have nothing to do with hunger. Okay, the 14th is to know which supplements break a fast. Some supplements break a fast and some don't. A lot of supplements you can actually have during the fast, although there are some that have sneaky sugars or that are protein based, like protein powder or collagen, that shouldn't be had during the fast. I have a lot of blog post resources on whether or not specific foods or supplements break a fast, so you can check that out. I'll have it linked down description below. Okay, the 15th is to try apple cider vinegar before you break your fast. One of the main goals of intermittent fasting is to have those stable blood sugar levels so your body can tap into fat burning. Apple cider vinegar is one tool that can help. I like to make something called the apple cider vinegar sipper or ACV sipper from my intermittent fasting programs, and I personally will have that about 10 to 15 minutes before I go to break my fast. But you can also use lemon if apple cider vinegar just doesn't work for you. Okay, the 16th is to eat 30 grams of complete protein with your first meal. Some people might need a little bit more, some might need a little bit less, but eating high quality sources of protein is really important for stabilizing blood sugar levels when you go to break your fast. I have a video that helps you determine how much protein you need to eat per day. You can check that out right up here. Okay, the 17th is to drink mint tea after dinner. Mint tea is a natural appetite suppressant and can help suppress those cravings for dessert. Okay, the 18th is to stop drinking any caffeine by 12 p.m. Some people could do 2 p.m., but 12 p.m. on the safe side. This helps to ensure that you get high quality deep sleep, which prevents feeling hungry during your fast the next day. Okay, the 19th, don't have pre-workout during your fast. A lot of pre-workouts have sugar that could ultimately break your fast. Instead, have something like coffee or tea if you need a little bit extra energy. Okay, the 20th is to also eat about 30 grams of complete protein at dinner. Eating enough protein at dinner helps to make sure that you feel full and satisfied and prevent cravings for dessert, and helps stabilize blood sugar levels for your next day fast. And what you eat really matters when it comes to intermittent fasting, because you could be using intermittent fasting and then break your fast the wrong way or eat the wrong types of foods during eating window and completely reverse all the progress you just made with the fast. So if you want to check out what I eat in a day of intermittent fasting, you can check out this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.